doctor will see you now.
I love that. I got to get me some effects. And of course, we have Krusty the Wank Sock here with us today.
Yeah, you said you don't have any effects. Look at that.
As effective as I can be. Hey, I think that Ed is on sabbatical. We waited for him, and he just never showed up. Bastage.
He's asleep. I bet he's asleep. Walked all tuckered out after a busy day gigging, or a busy weekend gigging, and now he's all curled up on the sofa, fast asleep. I bet you. He might turn up.
Hey, Fire Dog finally got in the live stream. Is this the same dude that's been buying all my guitars? Let me know. Somebody's been buying like every one of them. It has to be. He'll let me know eventually.
Well, that's what we want to do.
Yeah,
sell them suckers.
Yeah. No,
that was the point.
No.
That's the point.
No, I wish.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
yeah, because Ed was going to come and help you auction one off today, wasn't he?
Uh-huh.
Little sod.
Oh, saying the wall is starting to look thin. Oh, you think that wall looks thin? How about that wall?
I can see the window now.
Uh-huh. Or that wall. Or the other ones that are hidden. Yeah, Ed was supposed to be here to auction one off. Somebody had been trying to buy the one that I was going to auction off. But what the hell? You know what I mean?
Oh, well, never mind. Next time. Maybe he'll turn up yet. You never know.
Okay. Because I have one Dr. Groovy labeled axe left, period. And people keep trying to buy it. And I'm like, no, I can't. And I never did a video saying I was giving it away. So maybe it's for the best.
Yeah.
I know. I was going to do 2 videos this week. I was going to let everybody know that I'd be hanging out with James Sanders and where the hell is he? Gerald in here and Jumping James Sanders here on Groovy Tuesday over at Gerald's place. We all do the StreamYard thing and hang out and do absolutely nothing. We talked to each other for 4 hours the other night. I don't think anybody else was there. It was just us. but we had a good time. Hey.
I was going to say we could send James Sanders the link. He can join here.
Oh, he could. Either one. He talks good. Hey, James, you want to be on here and talk, buddy?
We'll wait for the answer.
Okay. He said he had a great time talking to me the first time on the video chat. We'll let him figure it out. Like,
so what else is happening in your life this week, Scott, apart from a broken Sennheiser fucking headphones set?
I know. So no Sennheisers for anybody.
We were literally getting on the stream ready to go, and Scott's going, I can't hear anything. Barely hear you.
My headphones exploded, so now I've got some big cans. So if you guys are into big cans, that's what I'm using today.
Are those the ones you use when you're roller skating? Yes.
I get in here, it's like I love to rub my face in between a pair of big cans. Let's see. Are those? Oh, Timothy's asking me if these are real or fake. Yes, they're these are real. No silicone jobs here. They got big nipples on the sides of them that have never been cut into. It's a beautiful thing.
Right.
I don't know. I just got nipples on the brain today for some reason. Usually,
Knockers.
yeah, knockers. What was that on Young Frankenstein? You
Oh,
ever watch?
yeah, great knockers. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. I was gonna get some of you guys' thoughts just as we go around the room and see who actually is that person and who is the other person. And what I actually am talking about is from the top of the guitar all the way through it, all the way into your effects pedals, all the way into your amps, and try myself not to be biased. And that's going to suck ass because I want to jump in there and go, what the fuck is your problem? Okay, so just for shits and giggles, I want to know, number one, who prefers, of course, I'm going to use Gibson when I do this, 6 on a side tuners, and who will actually use 3 per side, these deals. What do you actually prefer and why?
Oh, good question.
Because I beat the holy crap out of the ones that are 3 and 3. I don't know why. I guess it's just because I've always played strats, but I don't have a problem with the 6, with 3 on a side, except for they just get in my way, setting them down, doing other things. I'm just not used to having them down that way. Looks like everybody's going in 6 in a line, except for Chaos is into 3 and 3. And I don't know that there's actually nobody's at fault. I know somebody. Go ahead.
I've had a brain fart, and I can't think. If you've got a reverse headstock, are the tuning pegs on the opposite side? Are they
Yes.
facing away from you?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, you're having a brain fart too now.
That's a loaded question. They're still the same as they are here, so they're still with the back ass like that, still
Yeah.
facing your body.
Yeah. But the actual pegs
They're down
themselves,
here.
they're pointing down as opposed to up.
Exactly. Yeah, so they're pointing towards the floor. And then they have the Music Man, which has, for some stupid reason, has 4 on one side and 2 on the other. Go figure. And that's the way it is with a lot of bass guitars. They'll have 4 on one side and then a 5th one sticking out the bottom. Except for Music Man, again, they'll have 3 on one side and 2 on the other, just to be different. And why I pulled out 2 different Gibson style guitars today will be made here in a minute to know.
Ooh, stick around, folks.
Yeah, it's
no spoilers.
Gary Graves, Headless. I'm kind of there with you, dude. The headless aspect doesn't bother me as much as it does a lot of people. I know Ibanez has a new version out where it actually has this little part going up and then it just stops headless after about that point. But you at least feel that and it doesn't just fall off the end. But I think people are actually starting to get on board with the headless more than I know we saw a lot of them in the 80s, but I think they're actually getting on board again. Everybody is making them. James says to you, Duncan, if you want to send him a link, he'd be happy to come in.
Yeah, I'm just going to sort that out in the background.
Okay. You enjoy sorting out your background. Duncan loves his background. Let's see, I'm looking at Gil, 4 or 5. Oh, yeah, I guess 5 straight on a Fender bass. That's the way I like them on bass guitars. If they're going to have 5, I'd much rather see myself. I'd rather see them all on one side. And the Fender Jazz Bass Plus that I have, has them all on one side and has a lot sleeker tuners on them as opposed to the big, clover leaf looking things. I'm not a huge fan of the clover leaf looking bass guitar tuners. Some people love them, but that is your thing. I'm trying to be not so easy to tell everybody, hey, you're wrong. Like I did back in the old days. I'm trying to honestly get a feel for each of you guys that show up here all the time to what you're actually into. So if things seem odd, which they will be for today, I'm just actually trying to get to know who's into what. Not enough neck dive with a headless, John says. Yeah, can you imagine well, we have seen it. If everybody does the same little post that I find, the headless SG, and they've actually got the SG headstock bolted to the body back by the bridge. So it actually did what's going on right here, breaking off, and it finally broke off. And then they just screwed it in down here at the bottom of the guitar, and there it be. So there is one of those that exist. GS Oldies, hey, I miss you telling us people how that we're guitarded. James, Duncan's having you email him, so go do that.
Yeah, if it sends me an email, I'll send him the Google Meets link. No worries.
Okay. You do your thing. I'll do my thing.
And it's just come in.
Okay. I heard something for a moment. I've got aliens in my brain, man. I can't quite deal with the cans on my head. I used to get them at the titty bar. See, James said he had a guitar. It was okay. I remember the Floyd Rose Discovery. Said it had a headstock with no tuner. Yes, it did. It was kind of a triangular, weird looking headstock with no tuners on the actual headstock itself. But it had what appeared to be a headstock. So for the people that wouldn't quite convert over to the full headless thing, at least they had the look of a headstock, even though they were using the ballless string, or the ball strings, I should say, on both ends. Yeah, what was that they called that on the other end? Oh, he used the bullet, the speed bullet strings. I'm just reading.
Sorry, I haven't been listening to what you've been saying while I've been sorting that out. I'm sure it's been very interesting.
You do what you're doing, my man.
I'm just reading. Emails sent, the link sent, so it might turn up any minute.
Okay.
Lock up your daughters.
Timothy says, whatever layout keeps the string pole in line with the slots. I'm with you there. I have, let's see, who's Billy Bob? I was out last week. Was there homework? Yes, there was, actually. There was a guitar that got auctioned off, dude. You missed it. Looks like James is here. We'll see if he has audio. We'll check that in a second. Duncan will sort him out. And anyway, as far as that whole straight thing goes, that's one of my big deals. And Gibson actually got it right on this damn thing. And that's kind of part of what I'm going to get to in a second, is in the Norland years when Gibson was doing some experimental things like this and the Challenger, if you guys remember those guitars. They did a lot of straight headstocks and straight string pulls and very little as far as the neck angle goes. So that was all Bill Lawrence's design. He went to a stratish thing, and there were a lot of designs, super strats in like 83 and all that. As soon as the hair bands hit, Gibson was all over the super strat type of things, making. Didn't they even do a Jimi Hendrix Strat like recently, meaning like in the last 10, 15 years? But yeah, I cannot do personally Aria Pro here. I cannot do that kind of an angle thing. I know they make a string butler that you can put right here. It goes between these two tuners, and then everything gets ran through a ball system, and your balls actually control the straightness of the string passing through the nut. I'm talking nuts and balls, people.
No, anybody else comes into this goes, what are we talking about here?
Just talking about balls and nuts.
Every Sunday.
Oh,
nut juice. Oh, there he is. There he is. Hello, James.
Hey, how are you?
Oh,
Hey,
I'm
there he
fine.
is.
There he is.
everybody
James Sanders
say
in the house.
James Sanders in the house. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am fair to partly cloudy. Now, what's your whole opinion here when it comes to, are you into the headstocks with the straight string pulls, or do you like them like on the Les Pauls where they spread out? Have you had any problem with that? Like on
I'd
your
rather have them just straight. I don't like them where they break off in that angle like the Les Pauls.
Now, do you have a problem with it when you're playing those like on your
They just feel a little tighter to me.
right. Yeah, I have a problem mainly, I guess, when the headstock is bent backwards. I can't do all my little country things where I'm trying to push down and do my bends. I know that's not so much of a thing, not in the way for you anyway. Well, you do country.
I remember you showed us how to take little screws and drill into the head to kind of
Exactly
break off that angle.
That is for true.
Only to be used on guitars that are worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Go out and get yourself the Ace Frehley $10,000 Les Paul, and then start
Put some
putting
screws in it.
screws on that.
Now, Scott, that's an improvement. You know it.
Oh, it is an improvement to that guitar for sure, and to this one. Okay. And do you have a preference? That's kind of a weird one here. To the on the back, what is it? What's the axe you have? Is it only the bass?
I have the that LTD.
Oh, the LTD. Does it have a bent back headstock on it?
Yeah. It
Is
it
it-
doesn't tilt back. It kind of does like the Fender, like it kind of rolls down and then straight back out.
Okay, so and how many strings is that sucker? I know you got guitars with like
6.
30 strings on them, some of them. Don't you have other guitars that have more strings, or is that basses? You have 6-string bass?
That's the only one is just the bass.
Okay. And then you've got the LTD and what else?
And then I have the Paul Stanley Sovereign.
Oh, okay.
The
Now
silicone.
that one's got 3. Oh, that's a microphone. Now that one's got 3 per side, right?
Yes. But it also, the headstock doesn't tilt back at all, so it's still just straight through.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
It's they kind of look like they mimic the Schecter headstock
Oh,
in a
okay.
way.
I like Schecter guitars, man. I've had a few that were just straight out copies of Strats, if you can believe that.
I believe it.
Have you seen those? They're like
Yeah.
the vintage series or something. And I hadn't, been in the Schecter loop at all. So I didn't know that they made a Strat, a Tele, and so forth. I didn't know they had went down that route, and actually found a couple on Craigslist, went over there just out of curiosity and bought them suckers up for nothing and then sold them for nothing. Then I realized these are old and they're actually worth something. So I fucked up. So it's a beautiful thing. Even I make mistakes like I'm somebody special. But yeah, I had no idea what I had just simply because I wasn't aware of, I've never deep dived into the brand before. So I had no idea what I was getting into. And they are making, you have any kind of push pull things on Schecter guitars?
I don't know if they do or not.
Yeah.
I know their like special thing right now is the Sustainiac pickups.
Oh, they offer them stock?
Yeah, in certain high-end guitars.
Well, that's cool. I always thought it was just a Fernandez thing. I had them stock in a Fernandez before, but that was just one. And I was a kid, so that would have meant you were just a glimmer in somebody's testicles.
The car he was conceived in wasn't even produced back then.
I will say he was definitely a deadbeat.
Yes. Let's see. Hey, John, let me know what you're talking about with their mid-level guitars. Is that the same deal with the Sustainiac? Do they have them on those?
Yeah, that's
They
what he's
do.
talking about.
Okay. Oh, the Duesenberg. I'm looking at Billy Bob for those following along. Are they better or worse than a Bigsby? Hard call. I was actually going to bring that up here in a little bit, but we'll go ahead and bring it up now. I've only been able to fix one Bigsby before in my life to where it was actually usable and that I did not fear for its life. Or mine trying to play it, and I knew it would actually come back in tune. So I'm going to say the Duesenberg better than the Bigsby in my
Wait.
in my
Bigsby
personal.
looks cool though.
Oh, the Bigsby looks great.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's crap. It just looks great.
Oh, that's about what most things are about. About whether it looks great or not. That's why I have put so much into a lot of the Strats behind me that will not sell, because I super glued rhinestones to them and all kinds of buckwheat.
Barbed wire.
These things, barbed wire. Oh, I got to tell you guys, the barbed wire guitar sold and it came back just yesterday.
What is that?
Tetanus already?
Yeah. Yeah, they got tetanus already and had to go get a shot. The guy's died already. But he
The
goes,
cattle escaped.
He's like, well, it was great except for it won't play. Okay.
Did you tell him that he was the one supposed to play it? He doesn't play it.
Oh, shit, I did not send a memo. No, he was actually saying that the tuner for the B string was locked up. So I guess he didn't have any of the deoxit to stick in there and kind of break it loose if it was catching or anything. I probably should have done that myself. Just went ahead and sprayed everything and degunked it before I left the house. But I
Send
don't
him
think
$1 for WD-40.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do to sell it again. I don't think it'll be a problem to sell that guitar again, but I'll have to just dip the headstock in the WD-40 and then send it out the door. So, and yeah, I haven't even unboxed it to see if it's any kind of major trouble or not. But yeah, the Deoxit D5 is the one to get for everything I use. That's what I trust. Whatever you guys do is your thing. See, that buyer isn't a member over at Talkbase, is he? John Pearson. Wait, did John's font change? I thought he is purple. Never mind, my bad. Oh, you go to Talkbase actually, huh? I know I've been pretty much banned from everywhere. Here's one for everybody. I don't check maybe but once a year, but mylespaul.com. Anybody that's ever been over there, I was banned for life from there. But of course, all I had to do was sign up again when using my ISP blocker. What are you doing, Duncan?
I'm listening to you. What do you want me to do?
Oh, it sounded like a truck going by.
Oh, that was a truck going by.
Either that or my mom entered the room backward. Yeah, so yeah, I'm on I do go to Talkbase, John, and I read a couple things, but it's a strange place. We'll go ahead and get off of that, or get off the beaten path for a second and go with talkbase.com. If anybody goes over there, I'm sure James probably, do you go there?
I've actually never heard of it.
Okay, you need to go over there. That place, it's all they do is talk bass guitar, but they are very opinionated bastards. I've never heard of any such a thing. Some opinionated bastards.
Real cork sniffers, are they?
Cork sniffers, yeah.
Have to go and destroy them like we did Gibson.
Yeah.
Me and Gerald got banned from the Gibson one too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Sweet. See, Timothy says he's on Talkbase, but he doesn't drink the Kool-Aid. And see, it says if someone's wrong, he'll continue to argue and disagree. Yeah, I actually got somehow better in my old age. Not better, but hey, Mike Walters, how you doing, buddy? Mike Walters that just came in. For anybody that doesn't know, I've played with him in a couple 2, 3, 30 bands, whatever it's been in. And he plays a different instrument in every band I get in it with him. First band, he was supposed to be lead guitar player. Then they stuck him on keyboards, and then he finally worked his guitar back in. Then I called him from across the country and said, you want to be a bass player? Got a job for you.
But can't keep a job down.
It's only got two less strings, man. How hard can it be?
That sounds like my church band.
Exactly, yeah. If you can hold it, you can play it. There you go. Here, just strap this on and we're good to go. Fire Dog said he picked up a PV Generation S1. How can you tell if the pickups are original? Both of them are, well, number one, it's an active guitar. It says PV on both pickups, so it's in gold. It's got a humbucker in the bridge and a single coil in the neck. And then it's got a gold, what the hell you call it? Coil split on there as well, but the pickups will have the gold PV logo on both of them. Wow, I knew that. I've never owned an S1, but I knew that. Let's see, I was at the Talkbase. Now, here's the part that was funny as hell for me is I personally, when it comes to bass guitar, the cabinets that I use I'm generally a 410 guy. And I don't mind a 15 on the bottom with 410s on top and then a tweet and so forth. Oh, Mike says it kept him working, forever in your debt. He met a good guy too, old Danny D that Mike Walters played with. Danny D passed away, but cool dude for who he was. Yeah, if I'm playing bass, my personal rig have, all 410 cabinets. But if you go over to talkbass.com, it's a whole different ball game. They don't believe in 4 speakers in the same cabinet. You're just absolutely the devil if you do something.
Sacrilege.
Very much sacrilege. Yeah, you must have, and this is all people have done since eternity. They've always used, generally, either in the old days, 15-inch speakers, like 2 15s in one cabinet, or unless you were PV, then they would have 1 15 and 2 8s, or 2 18s and 2 10s in one cabinet, mixing it up there. But they were one of the only people to do such a thing. They kind of pioneered such a groovy little device. But for the last 40 years, it's been like 410 cabinets for almost everybody. But again, at talkbass.com, they are into guitar territory. Everything must be 12-inch speakers now for bass guitar. And they must be stacked on top of each other like this. You can't put 4 of them in a cabinet. You can only put 2, and they have to be on top of each other. They can't be side by side. So that's their whole thing. No side by side. It's not allowed. So somebody actually went and put a picture of an old, this is funny as fuck, because I thought about it right away, and then somebody else put the picture up. But they put a picture up of an old 70s PV PA column that had just 4 12-inch speakers in it, just a total hunk of shit. But the way they took the picture of it, you could see the speakers, but there was no grill cloth over the front of it, so there was no identifying what it was. And these people went ape shit over it, thinking, holy crap, because they love a 212 cabinet and then another 212 cabinet on top of that. So it makes a column like that. And they're like, holy shit, where'd you get a 412 cabinet that actually is all in one cabinet and does the big tower thing? And it's like, it's an old PV fucking PA system that you can go out and buy the entire thing for like $35. And yeah, they kind of freaked out.
Yeah, they probably stopped making them because someone from PV was on Talkbase and found out that you weren't supposed to do that. So, oh no, we can't sell those.
Yeah, it was funny just to see them just freak out and think, oh my God, this is a whole new thing and we all must have it, until they found out what it was. It's like, it's exactly what they've been calling for until they found out what it was. So go figure. Okay, and I was talking to James, and let me look down here. Beloved Abstract, he has the 112. Nothing wrong with that. Not that I would think there was anything wrong with it. If it works for you, that's what it works. John Pearson, like I said, at Talkbase, they're just, according to themselves, yeah. Everybody knows Talkbase on here. Nice. And Curtis was missing a minute ago when he was talking headless guitars, yay or nay. I'm all about yay and or nay because I like the funky look and doesn't bother me at all as long as it looks good. It's like with chicks. I don't care if they have a fucking brain in their body as long as everything's put together well.
What about tuning on the fly with the headless though? Because if you're just so used to twiddling your knobs at the other end, your tuners, and then suddenly you got to go to the back end, and and the it's probably not so easy to tune because the knobs are smaller and thinner. Does that not make a difference to you?
It doesn't to me personally. I don't have a problem with it except for the fact that, well, what you basically said, that they're so close together. If I'm not looking like down at them, I might pick the wrong one.
Yeah, I mean, you got sausage fingers and you're just like hammering in there trying to tune it, and you're pick the wrong one, and that's out of tune now. Oh no, shit, and they're so thin, and I don't know, just throw it out there. I don't care.
It makes more sense. I keep grabbing this guitar, but it makes more sense. And I'm sure James has probably seen them as well. Then might even know that this guitar was supposed to be a headless guitar initially, and the tuners were supposed to go here. So kind of odd that that's what it was made as, but then they went ahead and put a head on it because Gibson had a fucking cow. But that's what this was supposed to be.
They'd been like standard tuners.
Exactly.
Right.
So it would have been like one of the BC Rich guitars.
That's exactly what I was going to say next. Yep. Yeah. So the BC Rich had the Bitch, BICH, and they would do 10-string guitars, and they would have the same thing. Yeah. So the whole BC Rich did that as well. But when I used to use Steinbergers, I would have now and then I grab the wrong flipping one and be tuning all over the place. So Duncan, you're right on that one.
Hey, sometimes it happens.
But it looked cool. That's the whole thing. It looked cool. Other people thought it looked, like a penis. And maybe it did. Maybe I like penis. I don't know. Never tried it.
You still got time.
Oh, I've still got plenty of time in life. Yeah, I haven't tried everything. Okay, I've only made it to the flipping headstock. Is there anybody? And I've just, like I had mentioned earlier, I was just going to go straight down the guitar, right into the effects pedals in a certain way, and then right into the amplifier, and see what matters to you people that are in here, because I think I know some of you, but some of you surprise me, and I know you're gonna. It's never too late to try new things, Scott. This is true. Push, pull. Oh, somebody's talking about pot. That was last week. You missed that episode. If anybody missed last week's episode, there were
a lot of pot.
Yeah, there was. There were some edibles involved.
There was something going on. Krusty's back.
If anything seemed to run weird. Oh, and I don't know. Do you have? I'm going to see if James has it close by. Do you have your picture?
I do.
Of Krusty the Wank Sock? On last week, me and James were talking with Gerald, and he actually drew a photo of Krusty the Wank Sock and showed it on their channel. There he is. What do you think, Dunk? Duncan's looking the other way.
That's going to be on a t-shirt. I can guarantee it.
Pretty flipping close, man. I got to put the little hair on there. Yeah, I like it.
That's great.
It's got to go on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Krusty the Wank Sock.
Or maybe a sock.
Maybe just on a sock. Why put a sock on a t-shirt? We'll just put out Krusty socks with
groovy music lessons. We'll get you coming and we'll get you going.
That's right. Have some DNA involved in it somehow, and
shit. We'll just get a bag full of socks, and you can Sharpie on the faces on them. We'll sell those.
Just sell them that way,
yeah. Scott sold socks with a Sharpie.
I can go out and spank a cow or something and pretend that's mine and sell them all crusty. We don't have cows out here.
No, I think you need to go for a bull, not a cow. I think
A bull. Yeah,
I'm not a biologist, but I think that's how it works, Scott.
I don't know the difference between man cows and woman cows.
Well, have you ever tried to milk a bull?
Yeah, this
Milk a
milk
bull.
is funny.
Let's milk this.
I'm not coming around your house for a latte.
Let's milk this big old bull and drinks whatever comes out of it. It worked on all the other unhorned cows. Okay, I'm going back to where I was. One thing, did anybody fall prey to? Number one, here on the Corvus, we have the bone nut. And does anybody think it makes a difference? Because I don't give two shits. Now we're looking at 100% brass nut on this thing. Any two shits on bone or brass or plastic, or does it make any difference to anybody? I know this brass one here was not cut as well as it should be. So I'm not going to be the one that cuts it. I mean, it's set in there well. It's just everything's straight. It's not angled like it would, should be. I'll leave that to the new owner. Tusk. Oh, that's a Fleetwood Mac song. And the album. I'm just reading I'm associating answers with who people are. But it takes me longer than everybody else. Go ahead.
I don't have a preference when it comes to the nut, as long as if it's cut right.
Right.
I don't like the Gibson I had. It was cut too deep, and I was just getting way too much fret buzz.
Right. And that's another thing too. I don't know if you know Dave from Dave's World of Fun Shit or Fun Stuff or whatever it is. He's always working on guitars and shows you how he does it and so forth. But the whole deal with working with them is pressing down at the 3rd fret and then trying to get basically a piece of paper between the 1st fret and the low E string, or between that and any given string as it goes down. So there should be, if it's correctly cut, that's what you're supposed to go by. It should actually go through there without actually snagging anywhere. That lets you know it's not cut too far. Otherwise, you get to start over again. But that's his saying. Myself, I personally go with whatever actually works, because every guitar is fucking different. So cutting my own nuts. Wait, that don't sound right. Sounds like a lot of pain getting ready to happen right there. Slicing my own nuts. I'll do it, but I'm not super versed in it and super confident in doing such things. I've definitely had to order 3 or 4 nuts per guitar before till I get one that is passable. Generally, I'll have to find somebody that is smarter than me, which don't take much to start slicing into nuts. I like to widen the nut slots. I don't like them to fit in there real snug or anything because they bind up in there. But I actually do like to widen them, especially on the unwound strings. So your E, B, and G, I like to widen them to almost double of what they actually need. And then just a little excess on the wound strings, just to make sure that they're not going to bind anywhere.
Now, on that subject, you haven't mentioned things like putting graphite into the slot or nut sauce.
Nut sauce, yes. I don't use anything at all personally. If anything on a guitar that looks suspect, I'll go ahead and throw that Deoxit D5 on there again. I'll just use that. If I buy a new guitar from somebody else that's used, or even if it's new that's to me, and again, it does that great thing when you're tuning it and it just goes kink. You get that sound in there. And generally, if you just take the string back and forth and the nut back up and down, actually, like that, you can actually use the string itself as a file and file off that kink sound. But generally, if I'm going to take a new to me guitar to a gig and I'm hearing that little kink sound, I'll just deox it real quick and I'll be fine for at least the gig till I can get to yanking on it in the morning. How about you, James? Do you stick anything up there to mess with it or try to keep it lubed?
No, what I did with that Gibson, though, I also did it with a Strat copy. That was my granddad's. It was just called a Series 10.
Oh, I remember those.
And what I did with that...
Those were made by Bentley. That's who made those.
I had to replace everything on that guitar. It was so old.
The
block on the bridge was like pot metal or something, and it just
Right.
crumbled in my hand.
Yes. That happens a lot still. But go ahead.
What I would do, I would take just little pieces of paper and kind of fill in that gap.
Right.
And then paint it, or with a Sharpie of whatever color the nut was.
I remember doing that.
That's what I do until I was able to buy a new nut for it.
Right. If you cut it too deep, it's always sticking that paper in there. I always found it to be a little on the duller side than all the others, but then again, it would be until you got to change it.
And then you see people putting tinfoil in the nuts as well. Don't forget. This
is true. To try to do exactly the opposite of what he did with the paper.
Yeah,
try to get a little
super glue.
Oh yeah. If you're not going to get, especially back in my day, there was no such thing as the internet, so you had to order everything, and it would be 2 weeks before you ever got a flipping nut in or more.
Well, and also, if you super glue your string into the nut, it will never go out of tune. Top tip.
No, you take super glue and like baking soda and kind of make like a paste.
Yeah, you can recut the slot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bronze Snake's in here. Nut sauce is overrated. I smashed my Les Paul Jr. over a drunk fan's face, and the strings got all bound up in his teeth. I swear to God that he and I have the same damn sense of humor. I know it. He's like, tough crowd, I'm telling you.
It sounds like you played at the same gigs.
I said, it does. I need to take him out for a beer or if I need to start drinking again. That's what it is. Or a titty bar. Me and James went to a titty bar last week.
Was that Gerald?
It might have been Gerald. I think maybe it was Gerald.
I think I'll pass on that one.
Okay.
Definitely wasn't me.
It wasn't you?
Wow. Now I'm hurt. I missed out.
Let's see. Graphite pencil to a sticky nut. The bottles of poofy powder are messy. I hear you, Russell.
What's poofy powder?
I can't.
The graphite, yeah. Poofy powder.
Or you can put it up between your legs when nobody's looking, and then you get out of the shower and squeeze it.
Yeah, I think that's talcum powder, not graphite.
Well, same thing. Depends on what color you are, of what color poofy powder you get. Wouldn't that make sense?
No.
Okay, somebody in here tell me. I'm going to guess the answer is no, but do they make black talcum powder?
It's called coal dust. What do you mean? Do they make black talcum powder? It's
for
white. You can't.
for-
I know, but you can't. You can't. It's not.
Yeah.
It's chalk.
Well,
You don't get black chalk.
just put some stuff in there for the black dudes, you know.
That coal dust got me.
Oh, if there are any black people in the audience tonight, we do apologise for the semi-racial slants. But you know,
No,
bunch of old farts here.
No, that would be Asian if it had a slant.
Oh,
no,
Jesus!
Now, what if I had a black slant? You want to get in? You want to get in on this, James?
Don't worry. Don't worry. Scott's not racist. He hates everybody.
Okay, Billy Bogdan? Are you serious? I'm not going to say it yet until it's actually been confirmed. Everybody else can find it. Come on, Billy, let me know. Okay, says they do. Okay, says they make black tanning stuff. Well, that's cool. So you can get darker, I guess. Makes sense to me. Okay, on down the guitar. I know Duncan's like, thank God, go somewhere else.
Hey, you missed a spot.
I did not miss a spot.
Yeah, you did.
What I missed?
The truss rod cover. Now, how many people have said,
"Oh, good God, yes,
don't want the truss rod cover on it because that's going to spoil the tone,"
or the fact that the truss rod cover is up here and not down here. Fender puts them down here a lot, at the wrong end of the neck. But then again, my favorite place for a truss rod, if they're done right, is down here by the pickups, but with the little wheel thing.
Yeah, so you can actually get to it, not the ones where you take the fucking neck off to adjust it and then put it back.
Or a truss rod cover. You don't need any of that shit. So does anybody have a actual preference to taking off the truss rod cover, adjusting it up here, having to take your neck off and adjust it down here, or having that little wheel thing that you don't even need the right size little wrench to fit?
I have to say,
crank it.
I mean, I don't know what anybody else is going to say if anyone's only got any experience with it, but I find the idea of having to take the neck off to adjust the truss rod is the most stupid idea you can possibly have. Yeah,
my James Burton, who played for Elvis, not that he matters, is all his guitars that I have, you have to take the goddamn neck off. So you go off and you pay $2,500 each for those damn guitars, and you have to take the neck off. But the same thing too, if you're going to buy authentic Fender, that is, and you go back in the days of the 50s, you have to take the neck off.
Yeah, but it's like taking your engine out of your car to tune it. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
right, you take the whole engine out just to
tune it. You don't know how it works until you put it back in again.
To change the oil. I got to change the oil. Better take my engine out.
Every guitar I've owned, it always had the truss rod cover at the top of the headstock. But right now it doesn't really matter because mine is just covered up with Velcro. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got Velcro on all the strings at the top past the nut to kind of stop.
Oh, stop all the ringing
sound. Yeah,
makes sense.
What, the hook or the fluffy bit? Which side of the Velcro do you use?
That's true. Which side are you using?
The fluffy part, but
The fluffy
the
part
other
makes
side
sense.
has the other side
the
has the
hooks.
rough part
That's right.
underneath.
Are you using both?
Yeah, they're both like the rough part is
Engaged.
underneath.
Oh, so you're using both parts.
Yeah, just sandwiched together.
Now, is this on your guitars and
Yeah.
your bass?
No, just on my LTD.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it for the G string mainly, or?
I put it across all of them.
Okay, just to stop all the ringing that happens up there.
Yep.
And for nobody that knows out there, that is a good thing. I know a lot of bass players, they will stick a hair scrunchie on their bass guitars up at the first fret for some damn reason. And why is that?
Like,
yeah, you tell me why, or somebody in the chats tell me why bass players do that.
I guess they just miss the first fret and then just play the different notes at a higher octave.
But is that to give it a more
If I'm going to do it, I'm going to wrap it around the
sound?
headstock.
Do they want dead string sounds? But then again, if they fret any string, it's going to sound live again.
Like, I know I'm a bass player, but why would they want more dead sound to their strings? It's already dead. Because they don't change them.
This is true. Oh, now we're getting into. Are you familiar with Glenn Fricker?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Him and the way he tears bass players a new one all the time. Oh, excuse me. I just kicked my microphone again. I am breaking everything I have today. Microphones, headphones, cell phones, anything that has a phone, I'm doing it.
Well, I did invite Glenn Fricker to come on to be a guest on the show, but we're just too good enough for him.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, we're just too good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been over there too, and we'll see what happens. See if it ever happens. Okay, did anybody come through? See, GW, why do you like the Fender Bullet truss? Oh, it's the actual bullet. That's what I have on my pink paisley. That's probably the best, as far as I am personally concerned, best truss rod other than the wheel. Ever since they invented the wheel. Yeah, that makes all the sense to me in the world, that it actually sticks out. It sticks out past the strings. You can actually get a tool in there. For nobody who knows what the Sam Hill he's talking about, or me. My favorite guitar in the world, which I still have. That's what we're meaning by the bullet. It actually sticks out of the fingerboard like that. Some people just really hate it. Why? Because it's functional.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, why would you hate that?
I know, it's functional. It works.
I mean, there's nothing worse than digging around inside a hole, trying to get your Allen key to connect with the truss rod adjustment, and also don't find out that you've got the wrong Allen key because you think you're turning it, but you're not, or you're just like grinding your Allen key or the actual truss rod
hole. Yeah, and you end up
just mangalizing the whole fucking lot and then throwing it away or selling it.
True. Very true. Kid Wilson says,
Tonefish says you've missed another part. We're still on the headstock. We haven't gone past the headstock of the nut yet.
Okay.
That three string tree. I think string tree. So the string trees. We haven't talked about them. The roller strings.
Okay. You guys put what you like.
We're still on the fucking headstock, mate. We're never gonna get past the neck at this point.
That's okay. I brought it over here.
Old man loses guitar.
Old man, take a look at your life. He just saw it on the top of my guitar. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, good God. That was my bad. I've got the string tree, which holds 3 strings. So it covers up that G string ping that happens every time you hit an open G string. It actually amplifies through your amplifier and blah, blah, blah. Is James's microphone off?
Yes.
It
was yes. Okay.
I just love the fact that you got all those fucking holes in the headstock where you screwed things into it.
I put
Your
so many things in there,
experimentations.
all different things that make it do different open tunings and stuff. Just push on one and what, that's a guitar. That's a working man's guitar right there. That's been around. But yeah, Reverend, if you ever want these, you can buy them online, and Reverend makes those. So if you don't want to put a second string tree up on your Fender, you can get these again through Reverend, and it's a beautiful thing. You don't need to poke another hole in your guitar. This guitar has had everything on it, everything in it. It's a whore. It's a bad, bad whore.
Yeah, I love the fact you say you don't have to put any more holes in it while holding up a guitar headstock that's like Swiss cheese.
And my favorite pickups in the world are the silver lace sensors, but I don't have them in here. And I love roller string, roller nuts, yes. And I don't have one here. I love roller bridge saddles. I don't have them on here. Everything I love most about guitars does not appear on that guitar.
And why is that?
I don't know. I don't even have locking tuners on it. Nothing. It just works.
You'd think that one guitar has probably, would been through more modifications than any other of your guitars, because it's just, your go-to machine.
Right. It's been through every goddamn thing, and it's closer to stock than my other guitars.
That's one of those, if it works, don't mess
Yeah, why try to fix it? Yeah. What it's got that I love is down here at the butt. The butt. Whenever I would swing my guitar around in the 80s, my strap locks would pull out instead of my strap coming undone, and I have to hurry up and play. So I would just grab my screwdriver and screw in a new hole for the strap button and go, instead of properly filling it in, waiting overnight for the dowel rod to dry and set and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you got to go.
So you've never gone for the big, like, 1-inch screw eye then?
No, not the Eddie Van Halen thing.
Yeah.
That's what I got on my LTD.
Yes, it is. I saw that. It's a beautiful thing. He knew right away to screw it. This is what it's going to take if you're going to actually play and expect to, what's it say? No toothpick fix on those. No, I've used that toothpick fix. I use, oddly enough, and I can cram it in there 2 or 3 times. And why I don't use proper dowel rods, I don't know. But I actually use the the big things from a shish kebab. Those
skewers.
Skewers, thank you. And I put one of those in, break it off, then I stick another pointy end in and just hammer the holy shit out of 2 or 3.
Chopsticks are good for that as well.
Exactly. So I don't mess around with the toothpicks. I go in there and just go in swinging and chipping the finish off, and it's a beautiful thing. JB Weld, there is no substitute. That's beautiful. Russell, about my pink guitar in the back, said, that's a lot of buttholes.
you just bypass the G string, go straight for the hoe, don't you?
Yes, I do. It's like, put that thing to the side. I got work to do. Now, is there anybody in here that has ever, and I just ask and we'll get right past it, but who has ever actually put 3 string trees on their guitar? Yes, I have. For every set of 2 strings, I have done that. I know you might as well put a locking nut on there at that point, but if you have no fine tuners down here, no. No, nobody has done it. Okay. Just me. Scott, you're a weird bastard. Okay, we are past the neck. Number 2. I don't know how we found 10 different things between the beginning and number 2. That was Duncan's thing. He kept finding more and more shit.
Well, there's still more we haven't done, but yeah, you keep moving.
What did I miss?
Well, Gerald came up with something about the tuners. I can't remember what it was. We also didn't talk about what key tuners.
The locking stuff.
I guess there's the variations of the tuners. I guess.
Does anybody actually hate locking tuners? Oh, and there's reverse headstocks too. You guys are going to take me all the way into next week, aren't you? I actually don't mind the reverse headstocks at all. I know it freaks some people out. Tonefish was talking about it. I've got some reverence with the reverse headstocks. Some people claim that Gerald has never had a reverse, I'm guessing.
Reverse cowboy.
Reverse cowboy,
No.
Yeah. Do they make that in black?
No, not cowboys.
Okay. Has anybody ever repaired a truss rod and a PVT 40? Wow. Who messed up a T40?
That's very, very specific.
Yeah, that'd be a rough one to do. I know all about them, but yeah, that'd be tough. They make them like boat anchors. Okay, where was we? Reverse headstocks. Anybody? I like reverse headstocks. Again, I'm lazy. I don't like to have to turn my wrist over to tune them. I guess that's one thing, yeah. Because actually Duncan was asking me earlier. So if you had it like this and you tune it under this way, he was just now saying you don't want to have to reach up and tune like this. So makes sense. A lot of people think that if the low E string goes to the furthest tuner away and so on with the other wrapped strings, that you actually get extra bottom end out of your low E string because it's going further, kind of like a piano does, even though it stops at a certain point and is dampened at a certain point, like it is the nut here and the tuner here. But just the fact that it does go a longer ways, like from here to here on the low E string, that it actually, or even a B string, makes for better transference of low end. So some people say that. I have not found that to be a thing, but some people swear it does. I haven't seen it, or I haven't heard it.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to, quantify that or qualify that if you actually can't tell any difference.
Right.
You can say what the hell you like, but if you can't hear any bloody difference, then what's the point?
John Pearson, that only works on mahogany necks.
Careful, he might not be joking.
This is true.
We haven't got to that bit yet. We haven't got to the next.
Oh,
My
Timothy.
friend,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say my friend, he had a Jackson that had the reverse headstock, and he let me
Yeah.
borrow it. And it took me a little bit to figure that out. I was
Oh,
not used to tuning it that way.
I've got and I know you've seen them, James. Those up there, the orange
Yes.
one and the yellow one, they're Charvettes, so an offshoot of Charvel, which is an offshoot of Jackson. But yeah, same flipping deal.
Which some of those are actually made better than Jackson.
Yeah, especially these days. I had believe it or not, I had a Jackson Telecaster in the 80s with single coils. It was a silver burst Telecaster. Very cool. Yes, they actually made something that looked, for the most part, normal. Somebody's talking about my nut. Hang on. If your tone is not stopped at the nut, then you have an issue. That's true, and that's, again, why Jumpin' James here, he has his Velcro thing going on just to shut everything up there, any kind of possible anything that goes on up there. And I do. I was going to say if I had a Strat here, it would make that pingy noise, but I do have the Strat here, and that's why I have the string tree that I do have, because it does make that sound up there. Now it don't. I don't know that it would actually come out from underneath there. If I take it out, then I get arrested. Nope, there's not going to be enough there to prove that little point. I'm talking about my little point again. Okay, does anybody like the damn locking tuners for any reason other than it's quick to restring it? Does anybody find that they actually help tuning stability? If you just put it on, clink, tighten it, boom, you're done. Does it actually help you with, like whammy bars and stuff? Personally, I haven't found that it does much for me, but that may just be me.
You got a couple of yeses.
Got a couple of yeses. John gets it. Russell makes a point.
This is what my headstock looks like.
Show me. Okay, there's the Velcro going all the way around.
And for me to put that nut on, I had to drill through
Gotcha.
the neck support there.
Yeah. Now, do you feel that? Are they sticking out, kind of?
You can feel it, but my hand doesn't really go up there.
Right. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So you didn't have to recess them in there.
No.
And tell people why you did what you did on the trim cover.
On that?
Yeah.
Well, this was sticking out a little bit too far every time I went to pull back on the tremolo.
Oh, you pull back on the trim and it would actually go against the plastic?
Yeah.
It would hit it?
The block was a little bit too big, and the
Okay.
springs were hitting it too. So I cut out the little window, and it also made it easier for me to stuff the springs with toilet paper.
With toilet paper like I do. Yeah.
And
awesome.
Between that and that, there is no unwanted ringing.
Right. Well, that makes sense. Hey, and plus you're not going to lose your back thingy back there.
And then there's
there's your, that's some strap locks right there, kids. If I had half a brain, that's what I'd be using. But we all know that ain't happening. Damn spring ring, Timothy says, yeah. And you hear that through your amplifier as well, for anybody who doesn't know. Let's see, I'm going back. Billy Bongwater wants to know why you didn't have any counter bore there for your locking nut when you drilled all the way through, instead of having them sticking out. For you, James.
What do you mean? Like, where I didn't have where the screws like set into the neck.
Exactly.
It was just hard enough to get those in there. So once I got them in there to keep that nut steady,
that's the point where you said,
I said, screw
it. Okay. So just out of I'm done.
I broke 2 drill bits trying to get that thing fixed.
Oh, okay. You didn't want to break a headstock as well?
Yeah, I had to go through both ends. I had to take the old nut off, drill through where the old nut was in, enough to where it would stick out of the back of the headstock, so I would know my point to drill through that side.
Right.
It was a pain.
Sure.
So this is like my own
now,
Frankenstein guitar.
Is the whole tune okay?
Yeah, except for when I do the bends and stuff.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, just the typical.
Yeah, just the
typical
normal
bend when you're everything.
But
goes
usually, if I come out of a bend and then land back on like a root note and kind of vibrato it a little bit, it'd put it back.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a little comment on here from Tonefish. And I've always wondered about this. As he says, all of his trim covers are in a baggie. And I've seen so many people, whether it be Stevie Ray Vaughan, blah, 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 all the way down to everybody that just flat out gets rid of their trim covers and just tosses them in a baggie or just throws them in the trash for the most part, and just wondering why. I guess I've never asked why. I've never read a review as to why. I know I'm back a little bit. But...
Well, I say if they're using a Floyd Rose, if I didn't put that window in the back, I would just throw it away, because every time you change strings, you always have to adjust the claw in the back.
Oh, okay. Hey, Dennis. I know Dennis. He bought all my guitars too. Almost everybody in here has bought a guitar. Free guitars for everybody. There's some left. We are at... Billy, why are you talking about banjo tuners? I know that Marty Stewart uses them on his Telecaster on the high E and the low E string. It says 2 screws all the way through the neck and still stronger than a Gibson headstock. That makes sense. Yeah, Billy's got one from me. Everybody's got a damn guitar from me. Not many more after this sale, kids. Oh, Billy says, that was for Russell, sorry. Okay, so now that we've actually gotten past... Oh, who the hell ever... Did anybody fall victim to Gibson's little cranks that came out of their tuners? They actually... A little crank would come out the top and you could just crank it like this and you never lost your string winder because every single tuner had a string winder built into it. Russell knows what they are. You ever seen those, James?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of made my own homemade string winder.
Oh, did you?
I took the end of a string winder and then I mounted it to a drill so I can.
And how far did that go before it broke your strings?
Oh, I would stop it. Like, I would keep tension on the string so I can feel it. And I would just go slow. So I wouldn't just full blast it.
Oh, that'd be half the fun. Just go as tight as you could with each one on any Gibson guitar and see how it goes.
Yeah, it's stretching the strings.
Yeah, it's just stretching the strings.
It was like last Tuesday. He was like, how high are you going to put that high E?
Yeah, what octave do you want?
I can do them all within a matter of half a second. Now, there was Duncan and I were looking for the very original Tonewood video that I had posted back when. We came close to finding it. We're within a couple weeks of it, I think, to finding the very original one that I pulled down. But what it mentioned on it, and I'm going to find out first this thing, is there a single person in here that can tell the difference in tone plugged in between woods that your fretboard is made out of? So if you have a rosewood fretboard or a maple fretboard or does anybody, I know they feel different, but is there anybody can actually
know what we're gonna hear?
I know we're basically going to hear nope.
I never could.
And my whole thing.
Oh, well, no, actually, no. Wait. That's because of your audience. They know you. If you just like ask that somewhere else, you're going to have all these people saying, "Oh yeah, you can definitely hear a difference." You know, because rosewood is obviously warmer and blah 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 blah.
Right.
You know, you would hear that in any other room. It's just this room. The people know you, and they've heard your arguments. So
The maple has that bright sound.
Oh, it tastes caramelly, and it sounds Canadian almost. There's something very leafy about it. I'm not too sure what it is.
I was holding a guitar like this. I think it was a Les Paul. It wasn't that. It was Les Paul, I believe, in the original video. And I'm like, so if you guys,
it was like that. It was like that. It was more expensive and not as good.
And people were actually going nuts saying that I was wrong on this one by going, okay, so all you people out there that say yes, that the fingerboard or the fretboard sounds different being black or yellow makes a difference. So you're on your Les Paul and it's got a rosewood fretboard and you're playing right here and it sounds one way, but then you go to where the inlay is, that's made of a different material. So you're like, oh, it's warm. Ooh, now it's bright. Ooh, now it's warm again. Ooh, now it's bright. That was my big argument for that, and people shut up pretty quick once I brought that one out. It's like, yeah, once you go to that other material, shouldn't it be an extreme difference if you're playing on top of celluloid or mother of pearl instead of rosewood?
Yeah, but there's practically a low fingerboard left once you go. Look at those inlays.
True.
So that's why Steve I had it all the way across his neck.
Do what?
That's why Steve I had his inlays going all the way across his neck.
Yeah, that's what I was wanting. Yeah, so you wouldn't wear it out. That's what I was getting ready to ask. If the inlays last forever, why don't you just have inlays across the entire flipping neck? It won't far out because I know all of my maple ones, they all lose their finish that they spray on a lot of those, all the old fenders especially, and then of course how all the rosewood ones and what have you all get all gnarly after a while. It's like, oh, might as well just cover everything with tone plastic. Makes sense to me.
Turtles.
Turtles.
Yeah, just turtle shells. Just
turtle shells everywhere.
Yeah. Who needs them? They're only just filling the ocean up, eating all our plastic bags and snorting all our straws. Just make guitar necks out of them.
This is true. I like it. Now, does anybody here, just because I'm asking and I'm trying to see who is who, no difference, blah, 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 some difference because, and I hear this a lot too from Billy Bongwaters. So it sounds different because they play the guitar different, depending on how and I've heard this argument a bunch, that people will feel the wood with their fingers, which they do, underneath their fingers, and therefore the resistance they're getting from a plastic basically coated Fender fingerboard compared to a bare wood rosewood fingerboard will make you play literally different because you're interacting with the material differently, the feel of rosewood or the feel of the plastic coated maple. So you would actually in your head play different because of how it feels.
Yeah, but if your fingers are touching the fingerboard, you're pressing down too hard, surely.
Let's see. I'm hitting it.
Oh, scratching it.
Yes, definitely scratching
it. Wearing it down.
I can feel it more so behind, this side when I'm leaning my fingers back. So I feel it on the ass end of my finger instead of when I'm going up. Oddly enough, I feel it right in the dead center, I think, of the neck. If I'm playing like bar chords and stuff. But oh my God, it's a Les Paul copy that stays in tune. Weird.
Must be faulty.
It has to be faulty.
Yeah, it's bad design.
I'm going to, for a second, skip right to the main part that I wanted to get to on this, and then I'll come back to the neck. But this is part of the neck. Who has a problem in here, or who has a problem that disagrees with me? That's what I meant to say. What do you guys actually prefer? A set neck, bolt-on, or a neck through? What's your personal preference? Or with or without finish on the back of here?
I like the bolt-ons.
You like the bolt-on?
Yeah.
I like the bolt-on strictly because I can take them off and work on them. If I bust a neck, I can bolt another one on.
It's also good if you want to customize your guitar. You can get a whole different style of neck to put on it.
Mm-hmm. And you can get under there and put a shim in there if you need to. Whereas anything else, you can't. You're fucked. I'm with Timothy. Kind of a matte finish or just no finish. And a bolt-on. Spider fans the same way. Shields the same way. No finish. My Strat here has zero finish on it. Needless to say. Yeah, there's nothing left on this thing that makes everything makes sense, I guess. But none of it is what I like. But yet it's my favorite guitar. Go figure. Ugh. Now I want to see the other people who are not agreeing with me, which is fine. Billy Bongwater, neck through. Bronze Snake says, yeah, they all argue about it endlessly. Yeah, no argument, just seems like most people are into the bolt-ons, one neck through, and not a single Les Paul type person in here.
Now, I will say, I do like clean lines. Let me see if I can show you. Switch my camera on.
There you are. There you go.
Hang on. Oh, I have to pin myself.
Oh, that's sweet.
Where is it? Come on, pin. Unpin you. Oh, I'm trying to do it with one hand.
There you are. He's doing it with one hand, folks. Watch out.
So, I do kind of like that kind of sleek finish, but obviously this is not bolt on or anything like that. So
right. Oh, looks sharp.
We're kind of fucked if I have to do anything with it. Oh, right. Ow.
My Silvertone Sovereign is a neck through. That's the only one I've ever owned that was like that.
Let's see. The Sovereign has a neck through?
Yeah, it's just all one piece.
Right. Wow. I did not know that. I'm trying to remember the Apocalypse, but I don't remember. I would imagine it to be the same thing. Timothy says, ping yourself on your own time.
See, great. What I don't understand, the clean lines that I'm showing, you can still do that with a bolt on, and you can still make things fit together and have a sleek line. And that's what a lot of guitars don't seem to have. They do seem to have like heels and lumps and bumps in places where, quite frankly, there's no need for them to be. Like the one you had there, the Les Paul copy. It's still got like a lumpy stump on it. There's no reason why it doesn't like fit snugly and sleekly into the body.
I'm with you, and I'm with you again. And I'm with a couple of other people on here that I prefer the whole look of the neck through, like you just showed. And if it would actually function for me, like all of a sudden the neck broke in half and I got to hurry up and put another neck on, that's the only part that really fucks with me. So on a Les Paul or whatever, an axe like that, it's so big and clunky. You can't, I don't know how people get up here and play all night, man. You've got that entire goddamn guitar in your hand. You don't just have the neck in your hand. You've got the whole guitar in your hand. So it's just,
but
you're reaching like this to get up there.
I've pointed out before, but you turn that round, and you got that little like quarter of an inch step. There's like a flat bit, the neck's curving, and then there's like a quarter of an inch flat bit, and then there's another step into the body. It's just like, why can't they just make all that just a nice curve that just goes together? It's like, I don't know. It just seems bad planning.
And here's the other, it's very bad planning. The thing they did was they took the old school Gibson engineering of their hollow body guitars, applied it to the new, at the time, solid body guitars, and just never changed it. Bronze Snake's out of here. Take care, my man.
Laters, Bronzies.
Fender did the same thing. As much as I like my Fenders and what all they stand for, but same thing, clunk. Look at that. It's just a huge clunk. I mean, you just smash into that thing and you're done. And then you got to reach around, but at least reach around, at least your thumb stops there and you're not grabbing the entire guitar. Your hand is doing this, so you've got a good amount of space left, even though you're hitting the high frets. But yeah, it's definitely a clunky flipping area. And do you know who got a decent thing right? Was Gibson later, of all people, who actually dumbed it down. But it's the thing that, and it's the reason I brought this Corvus out, is the fact that it's a bolt-on Gibson, but that's all the more they took of the body. They didn't leave a great big chunk back there. So it's like they can do it and they can make a good guitar, but but they don't continue to do it. They took this and threw it in the trash heap and the design along with it. It's like that's about the thinnest they've done, except for they did do a Les Paul Access that ends up dunking like your guitar in the back of it. But they put that same carve back there and got it all away. And certain people buy them and certain people don't. But the majority of the people buy the clunky one just because that's tradition.
My LTD is like your Paisley.
Is it?
Yeah.
So it's a bolt-on as well and gets kind of just stops right at that heel.
Yep. It's pretty chunky.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a big chunky monkey. Timothy says, whoa, 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 Scott never talked down about a reach around. If it's a chick, of course. Okay, John Pearson, I don't know about the guitars, so I have to take your word on it. He says his new Squire HT Contemporary Strat has a contoured neck joint bolt on. I will have to look at it. I'll have to get that groovy 2 or 3 screen setup like Phil McKnight has, so I can pop things in and pop things out real quick. Share my screen with you guys. I know Duncan can make it happen if I have. See, there he goes. He's doing something. Look, he has that ability already.
There's only one Squire that I've always liked and thought about getting.
Is that
that's the classic 50s vibe?
Right.
Belly.
Show me that, Dunk. There it is. Okay. Oh, he's playing peekaboo with me now. Now, can you, if you have that up there, can you make Eddie the Monster come out and eat the guitar? I know I'm asking for a lot. Here he comes. It's a beautiful thing. So you can, I got to talk to you then about that. If you can pull off shit like that, Duncan, I got to be able to get, see, we got to use James's version of the wank sock.
Yeah, James, you'll have to email me a picture of your wank sock and I'll get it on screen.
Yeah, I got to do that. I'll give James your email unless he probably has it now already, huh?
Yeah, he's already got it because he had to send the link. So,
I'll draw it out tonight digitally and then I'll send it to you.
Okie dokie.
Hi, kids.
Oh, Ed Dana's in the house.
Oh, he woke up?
He woke up just in time.
He was off the grid all weekend. Hey, Ed. James Sanders jumped in here and just decided to be part of the gig this weekend when you didn't show up. So it's like, pulled him out of the audience. Good to see you here, though. Know you're still safe. Billy Bong. Oh, the lipstick pickups. Now, that is one thing that I have never tried. Does anybody know about them other than me not knowing? Oh, Ed says groovy headphones. I know my Sennheisers blew up, dude. They blew up right before the show.
Now, are those the pickups that look like the old lipstick casings, like the big brown, thick metal?
Yep. Have you ever played those?
I have not, but a guy I know, he used to play them.
They put them on. Oh, what's those other guitars that have? Oh, Dan Electro and Old Silvertones.
They look like tampon holders to me.
Yes. Yeah, they look like Telecaster pickups in the neck, but just bigger.
But again, for me, it's a nice, clean-looking design. I mean, that's just.
Well, it's actually it looks like sci-fi from back in those days, 50s, 60s. You know.
Yeah, it should put big fins on your guitar. Oh no, they did that. It's called Flying V.
Well, they actually, if you want to look it up.
Oh yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, those guitars are based on 50s automobiles.
You've seen them?
Oh, they are beautiful. I love them.
Okay.
Stupid as fuck, probably, but
yeah, but I'd rock the shit out of them.
They look great,
don't they? Everybody's like, "What the hell's he talking about?" Yeah, they did one version, which is called AS-57 is the model, and it looks like the tail fan off of a 57 Chevy. And if you use the whammy bar, the tail light starts blinking.
Nice.
Isn't that cool? I like it.
It's crazy you can still buy the lipstick pickups.
Yeah. Well, to me, lipstick pickups are like tubes. It's crazy to me that you can actually still use tubes, or that somebody still makes them. I mean, there's no other reason to make them, is there? Other than for amplifiers? Does anybody know if there's even a need for them at all? Somebody in here has to know. Oh, Zombieland. Pardon my tardiness. I don't know about this one, dude. And ignorance and trying the man's patience. What the fuck is going on? Just you, Big Daddy. Oh, what was the question, John Pearson? If there's any use for tubes anymore other than amplifiers, does anybody use them for any flipping thing in the world? I'm not talking about tying women to tubes.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you just meant tubes in general. Just tubes? Do we need them?
Do we need them? I mean, other than guitar amps, is there any reason for them to exist at all? I mean, does anything work via tube amps and absolutely have to have them to make them better? Yeah, transmitters. Is that just if people want to go old school and their shit's from the 1920s still works? What's Ed say? An ENIAC computer? What the hell's that, Ed? And why would people...
I think that's what he runs his streams from.
Oh, is that from the 40s? Now, people are either fucking with me or they actually know something, because I don't know jack shit about this. Is this all ancient stuff that people are talking about as far as transmitter tubes. Shield has to be fucking with me. Tube clocks.
No, they exist. They exist.
Do not.
They do
not.
They
tube
do.
clock.
They're using the tube display.
Microwave tubes.
No, it's the old display things. But yeah, basically incandescent, like a digital display, but it's incandescent, it's like tube thing. And yeah, I've seen those. I know what you're talking about.
It just got
it's not a wax sock.
Tube socks. Oh fuck yeah! We could actually do. Hey James.
Yeah.
You got to draw a picture of Krusty the Wank Sock, another version, but where he's got like a tube sticking out of the top of his head.
I could do that instead of his hair.
Instead of hair, just be a tube sock.
That's a pretty weak joke. I don't think many people are going to get that one.
Krusty the Tube Sock.
Don't listen to him, James. You just do what you do.
I left myself wide open to a whole bunch of shit here. I know I did.
I actually looked up those tube clocks that Shield was talking about. They're actually pretty cool looking, except for, they're not $400 cool looking.
Oh, so
yeah, they're not cheap. Yeah, they do exist. I promise you.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, is there anything worth a fuck that tubes are used for? Okay, again, just okay, we can have, just like we can have amps that are transistor or what have you, digital, and everybody will love their tube amps more, some people. Yeah, preamps, as Ed says. But other than the music industry, is there any reason to really have tubes other than for a clock?
No.
Nope.
I mean, TVs are long gone.
Shit, I don't even think they had them on the bloody Saturn V rocket, the Apollo missions. So, it's old technology, but you know what guitar people are like. They like to
So
cling onto things.
Radio transmitter tubes, as Billy Bongwaters is saying, that's a real thing for radios. Are they ancient radios?
I think you can still get them as hobbyists.
Radar? Is that a real thing? I know radar is a real thing, but is it? Billy Bongwater says, yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody still uses them. I mean, people are saying things, but are they actually still being used? I don't know. I don't think so.
Are the machines still being built that the tubes go in? Maybe that's the better way to say it.
And not as replicas or retro.
Right, not retro shit or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, the transistor radio. Wow, what a great thing that was, eh? A radio in your hand.
Billy Bongwater says for the transmitter, not the receiver. Wait. I was asking about that to James Sanders. His drawing of Krusty is better looking than my Krusty. Curtis says Krusty needs part of him super glued together for added realism. And James Sanders' drawing has hair on it and it has button eyes. I'm just wondering if I should go that route or if I should put the little eyes on here that actually Google around.
I would do the googly eyes.
Googly eyes? Should I put the hair on like you got? Like
if you want.
Well, I'm just wondering. I mean,
because
yours looks so nice.
You're gonna have to make another version. That way we can.
Well, I
you
need
can draw a little tube on it.
Nobody's going to know what it is.
Oh, this is where you're
I
going to
think
make
the
your
googly
millions.
eyes would be fun though, because then when you're winking,
I've got a whole tub full of googly eyes. I've got a big arts and crafts tub. Oddly enough. And I use those skewers as well to dig into my paint and get the bottom out of it, or get the shit out of the bottom of them. Now, go ahead.
I will have to make you a decal of him.
Oh, yeah, I got to send you a mixing board and you owe me some decals.
I sent you an email.
I know where the email is at, and I haven't even got there to open it. I
sent 2 different fonts for you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, of the tribal.
Okay, for my
your ice
groovy axe back there.
I would just need to know how big you want
it. I don't know if anybody noticed up here, but there is a truth to this. For all you guitar people out there, if there happen to be any guitar people left, Ed Dana has joined us with the infamous little bit of knowledge he has towards his wood. Is there any other use for swamp ash other than guitar bodies?
Firewood.
I'm just going to wait for him to respond.
Gerald, you stay safe over there.
What's Gerald doing?
He said they have a tornado warning.
Ow. Where's it at, buddy? Curtis says, yeah, go with the googly eyes. Tornado Alley. I used to live in Indianapolis. We had a lot of tornadoes. Is Ed here? Did he leave?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But the answer is, according to Ed, swamp ash literally just stays underwater forever and ever, and that's what it does. They make some guitar bodies out of that shit, and beyond that, it's not used for a goddamn thing in the entire world. Never, ever, ever. So some people think they're getting some special kind of magical wood. You're getting some, just some fucking swamp water grown into some shitty wood. I always thought it was a thing. Wow, I got swamp ash.
But I got a cream for it and got better.
You what?
Yes.
Got a cream for it and got better.
Oh, okay. You got swamp ass? What were you going to say, James?
Now, since it gets swamp water and stuff into it.
Yes.
Then why do people think it's not okay to just use water to clean your guitars?
I know. Yeah, people just are never going to learn on that one.
You got to use swamp water.
Yeah, we can bottle it.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
There has to be a second use for it.
There you go. Your guitar's not swamp ashy enough? Buy Scott Grove's special swamp ash. Make it swamp water. Swamp water to clean your guitars. Make your guitar more swamp ashy.
I like it.
Comes with 3 frogs.
Now, did Gerald get blown away already, or is he still here? Because I want to make sure, since we're getting ready.
I think he backed out. He just sent me a tweet. He said the siren is going off until 9:30 tonight.
Oh, sweet. Oh, hell, I hope he makes it through, because I know we're getting ready to sign off here. And I still want to talk about the rest of the goddamn guitar because I want to get.
He better make it through. We got to be with him Tuesday.
Yeah, and that's what I
Well-
wanted to have him talk about.
We'll have to come back to the rest of the guitar. We can start at the headstock again and see how far we get.
Yeah, because for those people, James, do you have a link, or how will these people find the link? Because I know it's you and me and Gerald on Tuesday, 6 Central, for a couple hours that will be yakking. It'll be all three of us on the screen.
I can get a link to his channel.
Okay, if you could put a link up to the channel, we're all going to be on there. And all you folks can actually call in if you want to call in, and I can actually hear what your voices sound like. Because James and I have known each other for 40 or 50 years, and we actually got to hear each other talk for the first time last Tuesday?
Yeah, it was last Tuesday.
Hey, James, could you just say hello or something in the chat, and I can make you and I can give you a wrench so you can post a link.
Okay.
Otherwise, you won't be able to actually post a link. Just say hello. There you go. All right. I'll make you a moderator.
Where's the wrench?
Yeah, you're now a moderator, so you should be able to post the link.
Oh, look, I'm a grease monkey.
Oh, there's Gerald. Oh, he's saying 8 o'clock Central. Is that correct?
Yes, at 8 o'clock. Shield, we are not having
Not
the
tonight.
after party night with Gerald.
So it's 8 o'clock Central, not 6 o'clock Central.
Tomorrow, though, I believe he is wanting to go live, and then Tuesday he'll be going live with us.
By George, I think I've got it. Zombieland says, I'll join you, suckers.
Well, I suppose until then, we better, do our thing and say goodnight and stuff.
Yeah. I know Lee Wilson is asking about the 82 Ovation, if it's still available tonight. Let's see, which one's it? Trying to think which one's my 82. Is that the acoustic? I've got one boxed up and ready to roll. I just don't remember what year it is. And I've got an Ovation behind me. I'll have to go look on my site and see what years they are. One of them has been claimed but has not been paid for yet. Oh, it's got the round back. That one has a claim on it, but they say they're going to send me a check. The check's in the mail type of thing. So keep checking with me. My little thing, I'm looking at the bottom for my email to pop across, unless you already have that, which is, well, it's below here anyway, has my name on it, or email on there if you want to talk about it, because somebody's talking to me about that guitar as we basically speak. So anyway, want to thank James for coming in. Thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate you.
Thanks for inviting me in.
Hey, any old time. We'll tell Ed he gets half the day.
Half the pay.
Yeah, half the day, half the pay. We all make huge money here. And I'm going to say goodbye, kids. Why? Because I need to. I'm going to go work on this Gibson headstock. It needs to be done. And yeah, there's Ed. Half of what?
No, he said half wit.
Half wit. See how good I can read, Ed? Good God, I gotta go to Walmart, get me some more damn headphones, since some Sennheiser ones don't work, and I pay $50 for those, and they suck ass. Okay, I'll just buy 30 pairs of Walmart brand, and I'll be good to go. So anyway, you guys have a super groovy night. I'm going to let Duncan and all his groovy effects do whatever he will allow them to do. And we'll see you all next week. Rock on.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for coming tonight and enjoying the show. It's good to see you all, and thanks for all the super chats, except there weren't any, so sod that. We'll see you all. We will see you all next week, hopefully, and the sock will be back, and the dog will be back, and we'll be full dog and sock. So see you all next week. Say goodbye, Scott.
Goodbye, Scott.
Cool.